Hey guys, today I'm gonna teach you how to shoot in manual. All right, so first, let's talk about shutter speed. Shutter speed is going to determine how fast your shutter opens and closes, right? The longer that shutter is open, the more light it's gonna let in. The shorter amount of time that shutter is open, the less light it's gonna let in, right? So, as you can see, for example here, it's at 1/125 for my shutter. That's gonna be a slower shutter. If I speed that up to 1/500, it's gonna make the picture darker. Remy's playing with the ball. So, you can change your shutter speed for different reasons. If you wanna show motion blur, you're gonna make that shutter go slower. Right? It's gonna be open for longer and it'll show more motion blur. But when you speed that up, it's gonna let less light in and also show less motion blur, right? So depending on what we're looking for there, that just depends on, you know, what our outcome will be. So let's move over to aperture. So for aperture, right now it's set for f4. Right? If I want to, I can set it to f2. That's gonna let more light in, right? And blur the background out, right? Right now, since we're letting more light in, I'm gonna have to turn the shutter speed to make the shutter speed faster. Let's see here, maybe a little faster yet. Maybe go here to get better exposure, right? But f2 is gonna make the background more blurred out. So if I lower this shutter speed back down to 1/125, I can turn this aperture, let's go maybe f4, right? The exposure's a little dark, but there's gonna be more detail in the background here, right? Lastly, let's go to ISO. ISO, I always tell people the easiest way to explain ISO is it's like fake light, adding fake light to the picture. So the picture's a little dark here. So if we wanted, we could definitely bump that ISO up to maybe f3200. That exposure looks a little better. Say I want more detail in the background, right? I can go over here to the aperture again. Let's turn that up to maybe f6, right? Let's go f8, right? Since it's dark and underexposed, I'm gonna add more ISO. Let's go ISO 6400, even maybe a touch more. Yeah, let's go ISO 8000. And that will add that light in so that we get more detail in the background, but our picture is more exposed properly. Right, so I hope that explains the shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. If you have any more questions, leave those in the comments below.